Heads is the call. Tails it is. Abik winning the toss. What would you like to do first?
Oh, we'll have a ball first.
And what sort of target are you trying to restrict them to?
Well, as low as possible, so it becomes easier for us.
And coming into this game, any changes?
We've got one change. We've got Sanjay Bomb coming in, and the youngster Jono going out.
All right, thank you. All the best. Brian, having won the toss, what would you like to have done first?
Would probably have batted as well. It looks like it's a fresh wicket, nice and hard. Historically, it's played pretty well, so hopefully we can get a good total on.
And speaking of totals, what sort of total are you looking forward to?
160, 170, I think would be decent enough, and hopefully the batters can come and do that for us.
Any changes to your side?
Yeah, Henry gets a break today. He's done well for us in the tournament, but he's struggling a bit physically, so he gets a break, and Siraj comes back in for him.
Any changes in the intensity that you've been playing the game, leading the table?
No, for us, a keyword has been consistency. We like to play at a certain level, and we'll try and come and do that again today.
All right, all the best. That's the report from the middle here. Abik winning the toss and electing to bowl first. Good morning and welcome everybody once again to East Africa Trophy, game day 8, match number 15. And here we have the Team Uganda full squad team list. Brian Masaba, the captain, Alpesh Ramjani, David Wabire, Jonathan Sebanja, Kakuru Cyrus, Kenneth Waiswa, Pascal Murunji, Roger Mukasa, Ronak Patel, Simon Sesazi, Sirajan Subuga, and Luther Ronald. And for Team Tanzania, we've got Abik Patwa, the captain, Ali Kimote, Amal Rajivan, Ivan Salemani, Kasim Chete, Mohamed Kultunda, Mohamed Yunusi, Salum Ali Jumbe, Sanjay Kumar Boom, Umar Sheikh, Yalinde Morris, and Orman Mehta. Team Tanzania winning the toss and chose to take the field first with the bowl. And we're back to the first field here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. Last time these two teams played each other, Team Uganda scored 180 runs. There you have the table. Out of 5 competitions, 4 have been won by Team Uganda.
Right, good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. The game is all about to set off here. The fielders are in, the batters are in, and the officials are also in, getting ready to see the first ball being delivered. As you can see there on your screen, the 2 usual openers for Uganda, they up in the last day is on tomorrow. So we're just getting into the finishing up of this East Africa Trophy, where Uganda won it a day before yesterday, convincingly. But the big question is, how are they going to finish here? This game, obviously, they've got all these teams here have got a big assignment that is going to be coming in October in Namibia. Global World Cup qualifiers in Namibia. So all of these games are preparations of that most important tournament that everyone is always vying for. Obviously, if you're a national team, your goal is to go to the World Cup. So you need to make sure that you get your preparations right, you get everything right in place, get the players in form, get the right combination in terms of betting, get your bowlers in shape, understanding their game, a lot of things like that. You're coming up with your plans, your goals, what you want to achieve now, what do you want to achieve in the long run. So these are the games that gives you that exposure going forward. So it's very, very important each game that comes your way that you take and make the best out of it. As we see here now, Mohamed Yusuf getting up some. Mohamed Yunus, I beg your pardon, I don't know where this Yusuf is coming from. Mohamed Yunus setting up his fielders in place, a long on and a third man are the two fielders. First ball up, driven into the covers by one of the most destructive openers we have seen so far in this tournament, Roger Mukasa, with his partner Simon Sezazi. 11 matches for Roger Mukasa here, innings 11, 258 runs, highest of 89, average of 25. Those are some good figures so far in this tournament. Hope you carry them forward. Again, that's a lovely shot into the gap straight away, first boundary of the game. That is the quality of Roger Mukasa.
Offered the width there and straight into the attack. Roger Mukasa attacks that delivery that bit short and using the restriction of the field. Beautiful looking shot there off the back foot into the gap for 4. Brilliant way to start off the innings there by Roger Mukasa. Last time Team Uganda played Team Tanzania, Uganda put up 180 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. And this time plays it on the leg side, off the hips, but straight to the fielder there. For a second there, it looked like it had carried to the fielder, but it was off a bounce. Using the pace of Mohamed Yunusi. Interesting enough, Team Tanzania winning the toss here, electing to bowl first, trying to restrict, as the captain Abik Patwa said, as low as they possibly can. Powerful looking shot that dispatched once again through the covers. Beautiful looking shot that.
I mean, it was there for the hitting, and that is the treatment you'd get, and not even a single fielder moved. And look at the placement, look at that, look at that. Exactly, this is what you want. And I had a chat with him a day before yesterday after they won about his approach. This is exactly what he said. He's been working on this kind of approach for quite some time now. That is gone. That is plumb dead, kept a bit low in stumps. And umpire Gaston Ibi's had no problem whatsoever in giving that out. Lovely piece of bowling there from Mohamed Yunus, bowling it full and straight, like what we always talk about every single game. It's how you are going to be asking questions by attacking those stumps each and every time that you bowl. He has been dispatched for 2 boundaries, but he didn't give away that length. He kept on attacking the stumps, and this time he managed to get it straight, and the ball manages to keep a bit low. Roger Mukasa committing off the back foot there, being hidden.
Just into the line there and not getting the bounce that Roger Mukasa was expecting out of that. The finger has been raised there by the on-field umpire Gusto. Short stay there by Roger Mukasa. He attacked everything outside the line of the stumps, and one coming in, that shaped by Mohamed Yunus. So first over, Team Uganda pick up, Team Tanzania pick up their first wicket. And that brings Ronak Patel to the middle alongside Simon Sesazi, who's yet to face a delivery. Coming from the airport end is Salum Ali. He's going to be bowling to Simon Sesazi here, facing the first delivery of the game is Simon. I'll be keen to see how he takes on this field using the restrictions, having lost his partner on the fifth delivery of, I beg your pardon, on the final delivery of the first over, he lost his opening partner, Roger Mukasa, who had entertained us with two beautiful looking boundaries. And what a fight back by young Mohamed Yunus.
Eight for one, early breakthrough there for Tanzania. That's what you'd want to see. Lovely to see now. The most important thing we've seen Ronak Patel each and every game coming in, getting a partnership going on and giving Uganda the platform that they would always looking for to have. Is Salum Ali Jumbe starts off with a wide there. So it's going to be important for Ronak and Simon Sesazi. It's not new to them being in this situation a couple of times, making sure that they manage to recover well. So it's going to be key now for the Tanzanian bowlers to make sure that they come up with a plan now to stop this partnership growing. Again, the more they take wickets, again, the more they apply pressure back to Uganda. Again, another deliver again, straying down the leg side. There's Salum Ali. You wouldn't want to be bowling those extras early on, but there's a lot of wind today that is blowing across the offside of Simon Sesazi. So maybe Salom is getting more of that assistant in terms of movement in the air. We are yet to see again how long is it going to stay that way. Now it's change of action here. It's coming now around the wicket. After realizing that the ball is moving away from Simon Sesazi, it's coming to cut round, cutting that angle. But this time, Sesazi manages to get contact there, finding the best fielder in the Tanzanian squad. It's Medon. That is Ivan Suleiman. You wouldn't want to be taken on his arm there. You do that at your own peril.
The line has to be changed, and now he'll be bowling to Ronak Patel, one of the Ugandan batsmen that brings rescue to the side when they tend to find themselves in such positions. Quite often he's the one who brings the balance, tends to build a partnership. Shorter. Didn't get that much of a bounce despite the length it was bowled at to Ronnie. Tried playing it on the leg side, but just rushed onto him, skidding on to the pads, onto the flabs. At the moment, Salum Ali Jumbe having a very decent start to his over. except the two extras that he bowled first up. What a delivery that was. Have a look at that. Just slight movement away. Squaring Ronak Patel up there. Or Salom Ali Jumbe.
As a bowler now, if you bowl that kind of a deliver now, what should be going on into your mind is how long am I going to be bowling there? This one, a bit width offered and short. Ronak Patel bowls like that. He normally dispatch them to the boundary. That is 4 runs again from Salom Jumbe. I was about to say, once you bowl that kind of a deliver, that is squared the better off. As a bowler now, the question that you should be asking yourself, look at that. They're a bit short. There's a lot of width being offered there, and the width was there for the taking. And 4 runs again comes in. So you will be wanting to ask yourself those questions to say, how long am I going to stay on bowling in that particular region? You know, so what is what exactly you would want to be doing as a bowler here. Don't try to change anything. Just keep bowling in that area again, making it hard for the batter to pick you.
He was much shorter, stayed flat, and Ronak Patel using the width there. And again, lovely looking drive through extra cover. The fielder has a long chase but makes the ground and wins the race against the ball. And they manage picking up 2 here. Running between the wickets by the Ugandans. And at the moment, the way I see it, the danger man for Team Tanzania will be Ronak Patel that they target, because he tends to play with that patience and builds up the innings that might lead to a high score. Good looking shot there, but no run scored off that. And with that, we come to the end of the second over. 17 runs on board for the loss of 1.
The Roger Mkasa being given early showers. LBW by Mohamed Yunus, falling for 8 of 6 deliveries. We have moved from the Gahanga B Stadium to the Gahanga 1 or A, whatever you might want to call it. We've moved to the main ground for the last 2 days here. Lovely piece of grounds there at Gahanga. Yes, it's a bit dry. You would expect that because it's summer. Tanzania winning the toss and opting to field, having an early breakthrough there. So the big question that you'd want to ask yourself is now, what plan, what strategy do they have now to make sure that they get rid of these 2 Ugandan batters, Ronak Patel and Cesar Simon. Yes, Mohamed Yunus continues to bowl from the pavilion end.
Mohamed Yunus, 3rd leading wicket taker of East African Trophy. Just plays it around his legs there. With an economy of 8.4 in his 9 innings. Mohamed Yunus, very impressive for the Tanzanian side. Leading wicket taker for Team Tanzania. The youngster has a tendency of picking up those early wickets. That was a decent over as well by Salom Ali. Just 1 boundary being struck in that over and 2 extras. Be interesting to see how many runs Team Uganda put up against Team Tanzania in the power play. Let us know the flow of runs that follows up. Mohamed Yunus back into the attack. Yet another dot delivery. Applying pressure to the Ugandans now is young Mohamed Yunus. Not much of a movement by young Yunus. Even in the first over that he took on Roger Mukasa, despite bowling a new cherry in hand, he doesn't have too much movement. It's just the pace that he's using really well and using the line. Again, this time, not reading the bounce well was Ronak Patel. Beautiful looking shot that by Ronak Patel down the ground, piercing that gap. And in a flash, launches onto it. It was within his range and easy as you like it. He's gotten to 10 off 10 now. It was a well composed and controlled over by Mohamed Yunus, not finishing it off well in the end. Just much fuller. And Roni throws his hands at it. Valuable runs that. And there you have the Ugandan dugout. Watching on as the batsmen out there in the middle battle it out with Team Tanzania. At the end of 3 overs, we've got 22 for the loss of 1. Coming back into the attack now is Salim Ali Jumbe from the airport end. Bowling a tough line, a tough length to Simon Sesazi, not allowing him to go across the line of the delivery there. Takes the inside edge, goes on to the leg side, the chase is on. And the fielder does brilliantly there.
You know, again, something that you would want now to see, yes, you've taken an early wicket in the first over of the game, but you don't want to relax a lot now. This is what now the Tanzanian bowlers have done so far. If you look at the inconsistency in terms of length and line that has come up after that wicket that they've taken, is not pleasing at all. That's why it's now making it easy for these two guys to rotate strike whenever they want, to take boundaries again whenever they want. So it takes a little bit of discipline in terms of the bowling. How do you apply pressure to the new batters that are at the crease? But at the present moment, that is not happening at all. So they need to change that quickly. Be consistent as bowlers. Bowl in one spot, make it hard for the batters to score, but that is not happening.
Very, very well said there, Leonard. Good looking shot there by Simon Sesazi. Number 4 in the top scorers here in the East Africa Trophy. 264 runs to his name in 11 innings. innings that he's played. 26.4 being his average striking rate of 134. Alongside him, a very reliable man for Team Uganda, Ronak Patel. Just helps it along on its way on the leg side. Just a flick of the wrist there around the corner. Using the pace of Salum Ali. Not the kind of line you'd like to bowl to someone like Ronak Patel. Have a look at that, Leonard.
29 for 1 after 3 overs. So this is what this is what I was saying earlier on about inconsistency again from the Tanzanian bowlers. Again, look, he has got a short file leg in the circle, so which means you don't want to be bowling around that hip area. Lovely shot again. They're splitting the mid off and the mid on. Good partnership there, combination in terms of fielding, managing to save 2 runs for their team. So this is what I've said. Look at that delivery. He bowled on the hips. He got dispatched for 4. The follow-up deliver again, he bowls full and straight, then he got hit between mid-off and mid-wicket. So that is inconsistency again from Salum Ali here. You got to come up with an area. You got to come up with a plan. Find where exactly you want to pitch the ball. Yes, you want to try to do something, but if you're trying something, you got to try something backing up with your planning, your field planning with the captain. If we have got a certain fielder in a certain position, you got to work and bowl to that. But this time, they are doing the opposite. End of over number 4 here, 31 for 1. Tanzania winning the toss and opting to bowl first. So it's something going forward again into the other 16 over that are left that Tanzania needs to learn quicker and come up with quick plans and quick solutions, because you don't want to be doing the opposite of what you have planned for. So that is something that these bowlers need to do. And now into the 5th over, the bowling change. Ali Kimote comes in to bowl. Ali Kimote comes back to replace Mohamed Yunis to bowl the 5th over from the pavilion end. So it's something, Zaid, that they need to sit down, ask themselves where exactly, when they've put or when they've applied pressure to batters, how are they releasing the pressure? Again, Ali Kimote starts off with a fuller length, driven to mid-off, no runs taken there. So it's something that they need to sit down and discuss about going forward. Consistency in terms of bowling up front again. So that is something that throughout this tournament that they have lagged as a bowling unit.
It was a good-looking delivery. Good start there by Ali Kimote. And well played down the ground. Agreed with you, Leonard. It's the change of plans they've got to make, and trying to up the consistency of fall of wickets here if they're to remain in control of the innings, as they've elected to bowl first, winning the toss. So winning that battle means they will need a consistent fall of wickets. The intervals in between the fall of wickets has to be significantly low. Oh, bumper there by Ali Kimote. Goes past the helmet of Ronak Patel. Beautiful looking delivery, that. Just a dinger off the pitch. Ali Kimote getting a good bargain out of the pitch so far. Forces it on to the leg side this time, and Simon Sisazi here not having a comfortable start for him. The Tanzanians keeping it really tight, asking him big questions here. Ball after ball after ball. Ali Kimote has bowled 5 dot balls in a row now. Will this be the first maiden that he bowls in this game? Let's wait and watch. Simon Sesazi on 5 of 11 deliveries. And with that, it is a maiden over. As rare as finding a diamond in a rough, it is finding a maiden over in a T20 game, especially against a quality side like Uganda. Brilliantly bowled there by Ali Kimote. And with that, we come to the end of the 5th over. 31 runs on board for the loss of 1 is Team Uganda.
Yeah, good over that one from Ali Kimote. A good start. If you look at the way he was consistent in terms of his length, he didn't try to do a lot of things there. He just make sure that he gets his line and length right, making it hard for the batters to play. So that's what you'd want to be seeing again going forward. So this is what I was like saying. So, but the biggest question that I would always want to ask now, backing up these overs again, how he bowled that over. Now another bowling change comes in from the airport end. Sanjay Kumar comes in to bowl. Now you have been given the ball when your partner on the other end has applied pressure on the batters now. So you've got a big job to do now. So it's very, very important now for Sanjay Kumar. He's not a big turner of the ball whatsoever, but he's someone who tries to bowl more straight, attacking the stumps each and every time. So he needs to make sure that he gets his line and length again well and back up Ali Kimote's over. Good start there from Ronak Patel, managing to steal that single off the first ball. So this is exactly what you want to see from the other bowlers on the other end, again backing you up in terms of applying pressure here. So it's very, very important now to see how is he going to go about his bowling in. This is the last over of the power play. So it's very, very important to make sure that you close the power play very well and apply pressure on the batting side. So he has got an important job to play here, Sanjay Kumar, in the middle overs, him and Ali Kimote.
Again, let's one go by. Should have stopped that, Sanjay. Off your own bowling. It's only going to hurt your figures when it comes to the end of the match and you review yourself and your performance. Such easy let goes can hurt your figures. And takes a liking to that. Ronak Patel over covers. This time he goes for a maximum. Beautiful, beautiful looking shot that. Read the length quite early. Got underneath it and held his shape. And lets that one fly all the way. Beautiful looking shot that. Again, off the back foot, he goes for that boundary. So, started off well, Sanjay Kumar. In the middle, lost his track.
That ball came off the bait.
Six. Interesting there. The umpire not getting it right. It did come off the bat of Ronak Patel. An opportunity for Tanzania that went by. And they pick up a quick single. Good running. Lovely placement there by Ronak Patel to pick up a single off the final delivery of the power play. With that, we come to the end of the power play. 44 runs on board for the loss of 1. A very eventful power play this has been, Leonard. We've seen a victory. We've seen Tanzania picking up a wicket. We've seen maximums. We've seen boundaries. We've seen misfields. An excellent running between the wicket, of course.
Yeah, a lot of the mistakes that a lot of teams, especially bowling first, the mistake that they make when they've taken an early wicket is to have that reluctant attitude towards the other batters that are coming in. So this is something that they need to wake up going forward again. After you've taken that early breakthrough, how do you complement that the next up overs so that you keep applying pressure on the batters? Is by bowling to your plans, sticking to your lines and length, again making it a bit more hard again for the batters. But not in this particular way now. How Ali Kimote started here. You're not going to apply pressure by bowling wides to the batters. You're only hitting yourself there. So that is something as a bowler you need to start thinking about, to say, how do I keep bowling? I've been talking about inconsistency from the Tanzanian bowlers since over number 1. This is what they have been doing. Not right again. Lovely piece of bowling there, but they kept a bit low. The keeper did not get enough of it. They allows Simon Sezazi to call for the bye. Then he went on the other end, and that brings him on strike. He has been a bit slow today. 6 of 13 deliveries, and Ronak Patel 28 of 18. And you would expect that again for him to be a bit quiet. He's someone who can easily catch up in terms of that, and if you bowl in his slot.
I believe that's exactly what Simon Sesazi here is waiting for. Just waiting for the balls to be bowled in his zone, and he can then accelerate and not risking losing his wicket early into the game. There's plenty of overs left to play here, and this partnership could hurt the Tanzanian side if they get hold of the deliveries into their zone. Hitting the pads this time. A very, very animated appeal by the Tanzanians. The umpire there, Gusto, just moving away. Not making any decision on that. Plays it down the ground this time. Rotating the strike is Simon Sesazi. And in no time, we've got Ronak Patel on 28 of 18.
He's such a quality player. He understands his role very well. Again, partnership already on 39 of 34 deliveries here. So he knows exactly what his job is. Goes for the slow delivery, and that passes the fielder at short fine leg. A good stop there, but cannot stop these guys from getting 2 runs comfortably.
So far, Leonard, we've seen 3 boundaries being stopped by the Tanzanian sides, courtesy of the fielders and their efforts in the deep. That is just to let your bowlers know that your fielders have your back and they're backing you up here, supporting each other.
That is all about teamwork. You gotta back each other up. That's why when you go into field, we go in there as 11 players. So it's all about backing each other up. Again, inconsistency. You can see he's not happy with himself there. Trying a little too much there. when you are a bowler, I mean, you don't need to go there hunting for wickets. Yes, it is good to take a wicket, but sometimes if you try to go for the wicket again, you tend to lose your line in length. You tend to do a lot of things. By doing that, you offer extras, you offer loose delivers. What I can just advise maybe to some bowlers is look at that gem of a ball there from Ali Kimote. That is lovely. It has been the second time now bowling balls like that.
What a beautiful ball that was. And it just came off, leaning into him, and Ronnie leaning away from it, tended to follow him on that one. The pitch does have a bite to it. Team Uganda reached to 50 runs for the loss of 1. End of the 7th over here. Beautiful, beautiful delivery to end that over by Ali Kimote.
So what I was saying is, if you are a bowler, you don't need to go hunting for wickets every delivery that you bowl. The moment you go hunting for wickets, then you end up missing your line length. So the only thing that should be in the back end of your mind is to look for that dot ball side. Look for as many dot balls as you can in that over. By doing so now, you would have applied pressure on the batters. Then once you do that, the batter will have to start doing something different. That's when the wicket comes.
True, and in positions like this where you've got someone like Simon Sesazi who's on 7 of 17. Yes, he's a quality player, but also try to understand the true nature of the game, and that within the moment, if you keep applying pressure to him with the dot deliveries, that's going to apply pressure to Ronak Patel, who sits on 30 of 20 deliveries on the opposite end. And winning those small battles can lead you to winning the eventual battle, which is winning the game and restricting them to a lower total. As I say that, Simon Sesazi rotates the strike off the third delivery and brings Ronak Patel on. Sanjay Kumar, boom, is into his second over, has given away 14 runs so far, and Ronak Patel did have a liking to him and his length last time he faced. And this time again, pitched full, plays it onto the leg side, along the ground. And just a single. Plays it down the ground this time. Is it in the gap? Yes, it is. 4 more for Team Uganda here. Simon Sesazi loving the length on that by Sanjay Kumar. It was into his zone. And the long on, long off fielders very, very wide there. Inviting Simon Sesazi to play with a straight bat. And so he does, down the ground, over the bowler for a boundary. Plays it on the leg side this time. It will be covered by the fielders in the deep. And the pickup just a single. So the Ugandans keep the scoreboard ticking. Simon Sesazi looking most comfortable within this over alone so far. And again, courtesy of that big man you see on the screen. Speaking of big men, we've got Mr. Pindoria of Team Tanzania. And the coach, been part of the World Cup before, lots of experience in his bag, is here for Team Tanzania. Loves playing fearless cricket and makes his boys play fearless cricket and exciting cricket. Now from the pavilion end, we've got introduction of spin. Yalinde Morris to Simon Sesazi. Plays it watchfully and just rotates the strike.
Lovely shot again, cut away. Should be easy too. And they get there comfortably. That is lovely to see from Ronak Patel, making sure that he steers the engine in the middle overs there. And that is exactly understanding his role, and he's done it that very, very well. Each and every time that he comes in onto the wicket again, when his team are in that situation, he makes sure that he puts them in a good position, and that is what you would want as a team, to have such quality batters like him, making sure that they repair the damage when you lose the wicket. And the most important thing now is what is Simon Cesar on the other end. What he manages to do is he made sure that he has to stay there, play a supporting role. A lovely shot again. This time there's no chase whatsoever. It's been cut to the boundary. Again, splitting extra point. And the shot, third man there, 4 runs. Again, the placement there, perfect.
Well played there by Ronak Patel. Just powering it. It wasn't too much width on offer, but he pierces the gap there for yet another boundary. And he's realized the ball isn't spinning that much. You can see the amount of grass that is still there. The pitch is somewhat green, as you can see on the screen there. Not the sort of pitches that support spinners on most occasions. Comes on with the bounce. Yalinde Morris, another interesting bowler for Team Tanzania, being one of the spinners. He's not amongst the top 3 wicket takers of Team Tanzania in this tournament. Interesting to see that, being a spinner and Tanzania being a spinning country. Leonard, how would you explain that? And please talk us through this partnership that is building, that has built up here.
38 runs so far between these two. Lovely piece of betting. Look at it now, it's 65 for 1 after 9 overs. Uganda in the driving seat here.
Extra bounce this time around, and Simon Cesar not getting a hold of that, surprising him there. Comes and checks on the pitch. Sanjay Kumar once again coming from the airport end. Simon on 14 of 23. Much fuller this time and gives it back. Simplest of catches. Simon Sesazi bringing an end to his troubles out there. Was really struggling with the timing of the ball today off the new pitch. 14 of 23. Just 1 boundary and a strike rate of 60 there.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about dot balls again. Look at that delivery. They went at it, pushed at it, didn't even wait for the ball to come to him, playing a bit too early there, then managing to find Sanjay Kumar. Does a fantastic job fielding off his own bowling, and that brings in another exciting batter there. Coming in to bat for Uganda, replacing Cesazi Simon. And then the young Pascal Murunji, we haven't seen him in this tournament a lot. So let's see what he can possess. 7 matches so far. He has been and played 4 innings. His highest is 30 not out and 24 runs in total. He comes in when his team is on 66 for 2. You're into the 10th over. A lovely piece of bowling. Remember, I spoke about bowling as many dot balls as you can. The more you bowl those dot balls, the more pressure you apply on the batters there. That is what Sanjay Kumar has managed to do so far in his 3 overs. And that is what you'd want from your bowlers. Don't go looking for those wickets. You just need to keep applying pressure by bowling dot balls. That's what T20 is all about.
Young Pascal facing Sanjay Kumar Boom, who's just picked up the wicket of Simon Sesazi. Hard length to the young man. Plays it on to the back foot, but straight to the fielder. Another dot ball. Excellent over this has been so far. And ends it really, really well. Very, very impressive over that by Sanjay Kumar. Boom. He's done with 3 overs, has given away just 21 runs and picked up 1 wicket. At the end of the 10th over, Uganda are 66 for the loss of 2. Ronak Patel is on 39 of 27 deliveries. Pascal Murungi has just walked in, has faced 3 dot deliveries. Yalinde Morris comes in once again from the pavilion end here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. Plays it down the ground, powerfully struck, but protection is there. They managed to pick up just a single. Ronak Patel, number 4 top scorer for Team Uganda in this trophy. 8 innings, 227 runs to his name, averaging 45.4, strike rate of 126. Very, very impressive figures for the big man. Oh, shimmy down the pitch and plays it onto the leg side. And it reaches the boundary ropes. The fielder had to cover lots of ground to his right to cut that off. But in the end, the ball wins the race for a beautiful looking boundary. Lovely, lovely shot that by young Pascal. Opens up his account with a boundary and picks that gap to perfection. Very exciting youngsters Team Uganda has. They know they've got to perform, they've got to make an impression when opportunity has been provided. Again, plays it onto the leg side, picks up a single now. Good rotation of strike. Ronak Patel into the 40s now of 28 deliveries. In the air, takes the top edge. Lucky for him, lands safely. Sanjay Kumar Boom is chasing it and the ball still manages to get to the boundary there. The culprit of giving away most runs in plenty of innings by Team Tanzania. We've seen him before leaking runs for Team Tanzania. He did the hard work of covering the ground but couldn't manage keeping it within the boundary ropes there.
But you know what, Zaid, is it hurts most, especially to the bowler. Again, look, that is the basics just tells you to go down. You pick the ball up, but you went for the other hard option, going for the legs there. Something that you wouldn't advise fielders to be doing. If you step on that ball, I'm telling you, your angle is gone. And so it's something that you wouldn't expect, especially at this level, to see such kind of fielding. There are a lot of kids that are watching the game here all over the world, all over Africa, learning from the international players. If they watch international players stopping the ball with the legs, what exactly are they learning from that? You understand? So things like that. Once you get in this international stage, you are also a role model to kids out there. So stopping the ball with the legs makes it a bit hard for the kids and the coaches out there to explain how important it is to use your hands to stop the ball. And look, that ball went all the way to the boundary that could have been saved. That is Ronak Patel gets off strike again with a single. Looks very, very calm. I'm seeing him passing off that 50 mark. Runs here today. Goes for the sweep. Early calling there. Lovely awareness from Patel. Umpire keeps it wide. Extras still keep on coming for Tanzania and Sanjay Kumar. So, from over number one, we have been talking about inconsistent bowling. This is what Tanzania has shown up today again in these 11 overs as bowlers. Catch again, driven back to him, and I spoke about him. I spoke about seeing Ronak getting into 45 then. Zaid, these 45s in these tournaments, 43s, 47, betters not betting through. What can you say about that?
I've spoken multiple times about the curse of the 40s within this tournament of East Africa. This is about the 10th or 11th time we've seen a batsman get out into the 40s, not able to reach that landmark. You spoke too soon, Leonard. Have a look at that. Similar to that of Simon Sesazi. Gifting it. Tried playing against the spin there. And gives it back to Sanjay and picks it up. What a grab, one-handed. Sanjay Kumar Boom might not be impressive in the field with the footwork, but fights back, providing the important wickets for Team Tanzania. And now Alpesh Ramjani is joining Pascal Murunji out there in the middle. Two fresh legs. Pascal on 6 of 8 deliveries. Alpesh Ramjani, 10 matches, 8 innings, 235. Highest of 55. Averaging 33.57. Strike rate of 139 to his name. Very, very impressive figures throughout this East African trophy. And 4 players of the match awards to his name. Very, very impressive. He does amazing with the ball in hand, but at the moment he's got the bat duties to cover. And wasting no time, rotates the strike off the very first ball he faces. Powerful looking shot that goes all the way onto the mount there by young Pascal, applauded by his teammates in the dugout. Have a look at that. Innovative shot that. Little bit of miscommunication there between the batsmen, but comfortably make the grounds and rotate the strike there. With that, we come to the end of the 12th over. 87 on board for the loss of 4 wickets. Team Uganda on 88 for the loss of 3 wickets here. Umar Sheikh, the youngster, coming into the attack now from the pavilion end. He's got a good sense of fight to himself. He played a brilliant cameo last time against Team Uganda at the neighboring field. Alpesh Ramjani will be facing Umar Sheikh now. We're into the 13th over, 89 runs on board. Projected score 144. Exceptional awareness of Alpesh Ramjani. Very, very wise of him to pick up that sneaky double. Pitches it fuller this time. Helps it on its way. That will be a boundary. A very, very welcome boundary for Team Uganda here. Umar Sheikh started off with 3 good-looking deliveries. Then had to spoil that over.
Look at that, trying to go for the sweep, but I think it came off the pad there of Alpesh Ramjani, if I'm not mistaken there. If you look at the deviation of the ball, it came off the pad there, but unfortunate for the bowler, that was given his wides there. We've seen Alpesh Ramjani being one of the good finishers again for Uganda, and he's capable enough of doing that. So what Tanzania just need to do now is to make sure that they find a way to quieten these 2 batters again for the next 4 overs again, so that when they get to the last 5 overs now, they need to come up with an aggressive approach to at the end. Now, once you do that, that's when you're starting to going to get wickets coming into dropped short. It's going to take some good work from the fielders there, and Pascal slipped down and not allowing himself to come back for 2. So Tanzania now, they must not worry about getting wickets here. Zaid 98 for 3 into the 13th over. You got to find a way to steal the next 3 overs. Make Uganda quiet for those 3 overs again. Allow them maybe to get those singles and try to cut them from getting bounders for the next 3 overs. Then once you do that, catch it is, and catch is gone taken. He's trying to go area over the top. This is what I'm saying now. Try to quieten them. The more you quieten them, the more chances you create for taking wickets. Then Alpesh Ramjani goes in, trying to go over the top, then managing to find the fielder in the covers. Good catch taken there, easy as you'd want to call it. 98 for the loss of 4 wickets. Yes, Aid.
Alpesh Ramjani, 4 of 3. A very, very short stay for him this time around. One of the most brilliant players of the inside-out shots within this East African trophy. This time doesn't play it well, and in the end, have a look at that. It was intended to be full, and just a little bit of a stretch there by Ali Kimote, and takes the catch comfortably. Just open up the face at the very last moment. So the placement going wrong there for Alpesh Ramjani as Uganda lose their 4th wicket. The score reads 98. For 4. And that brings us to the end of the 13th over. On with the 14th. Yalinde Morris setting up from the airport end. Change of sides provided by the captain here to Yalinde, trying to figure out what sort of changes would it make. Misfield there. The captain Abik Patwa chasing it all the way. The Ugandans would not mind that as they pick up A few extra runs here. 2 runs starting off with the first delivery. Again, if you see your captain doing such mistakes out there in the middle, it's not a good side. Loud appeal there, and the finger has been raised.
It's going to be interesting to see the Pascal. I think maybe from here it looks like it came off the glove. We always say that because we've got a lot of chances to watch that. If we can roll that again to see exactly where did that come from. Pascal Moronji goes for 17 of 14 deliveries. Being given LBW. Or caught behind maybe. You never know. Let's see. Maybe that is gone for LBW there. The gloves seem to be up there. Spot on there from Sibonio. There again. Not easy to give decisions like that again. But the Pascal Moronji goes in for a brilliant knock. 100 runs straight for 5 wickets into the 14th over here. But with how deep this Ugandan batting lineup is, if you are Tanzania, you don't need to settle down. Yes, you've taken 5 wickets, but you still have got someone like Kenneth Waiswa just walked in, and the captain himself. Both of them are still new, yet to score. But we know what these 2 guys can do here. So they need to make sure, like I was saying earlier on, Tanzania need to just find 2 or 3 overs now so that they can keep on applying pressure more if they want to chase a total that can be good for them to win this game here today. Brian Masaba there, the captain, 10 matches, 111 runs, 37 is not out, is his best so far, yet to score a 50. He has not been coming in when a lot of time is there because of his top order has been playing exceptionally very well, so you'd expect those kind of figures to him, but he's more better than that again. But now he comes in when his team needs to get some runs on the board, so he has got a plan, obviously, to make sure that he steers his team to a decent total here, where Yalinde Morris keeps on applying pressure here. This is what you want from your bowlers, changing of ends. Then he comes in, second ball, takes a wicket, goes for the sweep there. Didn't get enough of the ball there, but only managing to find a short fine leg there, and 1 run it is. Open his account. The captain, then Waiswa Kenneth again, is one of the go-to player for Uganda with the ball and the bat, and he's capable enough of doing that very well. So today he comes in again when they are 101 for the loss of 5 wickets. After this, we'll be talking about 36 deliveries left. It's a long way to go. Those 36 deliveries can get a lot of runs in there. Depends with what the plan they possess. Again, that one given as a wide. Again, Zaid Khan, inconsistent bowling from the Tanzanian bowlers. Yes, they've been taking wickets at regular intervals, but again, inconsistent bowling. A lot of extras that they've bowled here today. Something that they need to go and work around with. Driven down on the ground to deep extra cover.
Tanzania there being very, very sloppy with the terms of consistency, and they tend to apply the pressure, picking up that wicket, but not continuing, not keeping the same intensity. This time, very cheekily played by the captain, Brian Masaba, and starts off with a boundary of his second ball that he faced. Have a look at that. Reverse sweep. Just a dab of sort. And it runs down to third man. The chase was on, but the ball hurried onto the boundary there. Brian Masaba on 4 of 3. And we're done with 14 overs here. Team Uganda, 107 for the loss of 5. A different day, a different innings, a different approach here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. The same side that put up 160, 180, I beg your pardon, last time they played each other. But that was a different field. The Tanzanians have gotten back into the game, but we spoke about this even in the previous matches, Leonard, how Team Tanzania tends to be very sloppy with their fielding after the power play, and after the 10th over mark, they get too relaxed, knowing that the flow of runs is not up to par by the opposition, and end up gifting runs away.
Lovely piece of bowling there from Omar Sheikh, beating that outside edge. End of over number 15. Now we are into the last. Sorry. Goes big and drama happening. He couldn't even see that ball. I'm telling you, he was going in the other direction, or going the opposite of where the ball was. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm telling you, look at everyone. It's puzzled. He is not in the game. I'm telling you, not even closer. Check it inside.
Powerfully struck that, and the fielder was going in the wrong direction there, and raise of hands, letting his bowler know, boss, I didn't spot that on its way out. Or was he trying to run away from it, Leonard? You could never tell.
I think this is what you also have been saying about, especially at this back end of the innings, Tanzania, their fielding start to become a bit sloppy again, and we've witnessed that a couple of times. I think it's all about them concentrating more on the scoreboard. When they see that score, they think it's a small score now, we are into the game now, forgetting that there are a couple of overs to come. And with this with the batters that Uganda possesses, the quality of finishing again, you don't want to be putting your eyes more on the scoreboard. You need to be thinking about coming up with a plan to stop them. So this is where they tend to relax. If you look at it, a lot of the games, the last 5 overs, yeah, their fielding leaves a lot to be desired. Look at that from Brian Masaba, stealing those singles again. And I'm telling you, that shot that was played by Kenneth Waiswa, I'm telling you, Tanzanian fielders are going to be talking about this a lot of the times. That was going to be an easy catch, but the fielder not even watching the ball went the other direction.
Well, of course, the Ugandan batsmen, you wouldn't want to give them those final 3 overs when they've got 5 wickets in their hand. With the low score that might appear on the screen, could be very, very different in a matter of 3 overs when given the green light. All they need is a signal from the dugout to get all guns blazing here and set it off. Omar Sheikh, decent over by him there. Apart from that maximum, he kept it really quiet for the Ugandans. We come to the end of the 15th over. 116 on board for the loss of 5. The Ugandan dugout trying to figure out how those past 5 wickets just went by in a matter of no time. There you have the chart. Score warm, moving up. The one Tanzania would like to match in the second innings. Tries to dab it down to third man this time and doesn't connect it. Kenneth Waiswa. Picking up singles here. See, the plan is quite simple here, Leonard. They're into the 16th over now. We've got 4 overs left after this. So probably the last over, this might be where they rotate the strike and get the body moving. Loud appeal there.
As they keep asking questions there to the umpires, he's not happy. Look at that. But you don't want that to be happening there. Look. Cannot see. No. There's something behind there from good decision they made by Gaston. But now look at the frustration from the keeper again, Zaid Khan, throwing the ball down to the ground, showing frustration to the umpire. I don't know what they call it in terms of umpiring, but that if you go up there, that is an offense. I'm telling you, you don't want to be seen doing that, showing gestures to the umpires again, and especially at this level of cricket that you're playing in. Again, this is international cricket, you understand. You need to make sure that you are disciplined. Whatever frustration that you can have, you don't need it to show it out there. So he just got lucky there with the umpire being lenient with him, the wicket keeper there. But that was, yes, it was worth a shout, but there was a lot of, half of the foot was behind the crease there, so I don't know why he got frustrated by that.
Well, again, cricketers need to understand that you only have the power to appeal and not control the results of the decision. So you might appeal as much as you want, but once the decision is given, it's got to be respected. At the end of the day, it's the umpire's call which matters. Not here in the commentary box, not what the players believe. So you thumping the ball into the field does not make any difference whatsoever. It isn't the first time we've seen the Tanzanians do it. Something definitely the team management needs to work upon when it comes to discipline. Excellent running between the wickets by Brian and Kenneth there, stealing those doubles. Just showing how easy they're making it at the moment once the ball is placed to the deep. 16 overs done, 121 in no time for Team Uganda, having lost their 5 wickets. But from here on, the last 4 overs, Leonard, you could expect some firepower out of Team Uganda.
Definitely you expect, because Brian Masaba has got those reverse sweeps that he plays. He's got a good sweep shot that he plays. And Waiswa again also is capable of going big. So still a long way to go here for Tanzania. And versus these two batters. Now this is where you need to see what plan do these two batters have. Again, look, you are on 121 for the loss of 5 wickets, and both of you guys are known for being big hitters as well, being good finishers. So this is now what suits them. But the biggest question again is now Umar Sheikh and the other bowlers again, they need to make sure that they start making it hard for them, going for the time. You see he tries to go big, but mistimed that. Only managed to find Ali Kimote at deep square leg for 1 run. If they can manage Tanzania to get these singles, sneak in 2 dots again and stop one of these two batters going big and getting that boundary, they would have done a good job here. And that is what Uganda exactly is looking forward to do, getting those boundaries again now, boys. There's nothing to lose, you see. Again, it tries to go big, hit down on the ground. 2 is the call. Can they get there? Lovely piece of fielding there. This is what you want to see, that fight at the end of the innings from both the fielders. And again, the batters being more aggressive here. They need to do that. Now, boys, there's nothing to lose here again. If you want to put in a bigger total to defend here, this is the time for these two batters to start going.
And again, a moment of catch taken here. This time around, Umar Sheikh picks up his 2nd wicket, haven't given away, just 21 runs. Kenneth Waiswa was backing away from that one as other batsmen have in the past, and same results, lots of catches being given here by the Ugandan side. Kenneth Waiswa, 10 balls, 12 runs to his name, strike rate of 120. Just what I was speaking about. If he held his nerve and stayed there, he's the same person who struck 31 runs in an over against Team Tanzania. As Umar Sheikh picks up his 2nd wicket, and he picks it up. He picks up Kenneth Waiswa, the same man that punished him a few innings ago. Kakuru Cyrus now joining Brian Masaba, the skipper, in the middle now. The score is 1, 2, 3, 5. I don't know where 4 is missing, but I could say we're left with 4 overs here, so lovely to see the numbers here. Flighted once again. $123 for the loss of 6 wickets, Team Uganda. Powerfully played, got underneath that and deposits it over the banks there. Raise of the arms by the umpire. Sivonio Gusto, identical in stature there. Had me mixing up their names. Beautiful, beautiful looking shot that. Plays it past the fielder there at covers. The fielder in the deep comes in, restricting them to just a single. With that, we come to the end of the 17th over here. Team Uganda 131 for the loss of 6. Kakuru Cyrus and Brian Masaba in the middle. They will be looking for valuable runs here in the last 3 remaining overs.
Salum Ali Jumbe comes in to the attack from the airport end now to bowl. Yeah, he has not been bowling well, especially the past 3 games that he's played at the death. Hopefully he has learned lessons from there. Now they need, if they want to chase a total that is less than 150, this is the over that he needs to make sure that he make it hard for Brian and Cyrus Kakuru here. But with how Brian is playing now, I'm telling you, with the kind of options, I talked about him going for the sweep. You saw that sweep. It went for 6. He's not someone who is hesitant enough to play that shot, especially when he knows that now we need to finish up on a good note. So it's going to be interesting, the contest between the two here. Him and Salum Ali tries to go for that Yorker, driven down to long off. Sorry, to long on there. 1 run it is, and that brings Kakuru Cyrus on strike. If you are Tanzania now, you'd rather want to bowl more to Kakuru than to Brian Masaba. Why? Because it just comes in. Brian has been there for 11 deliveries. Quickly he's on 17, so you'd want to bowl more of your deliveries to Cyrus here, so that you keep applying pressure to him and the captain on the other end.
Plays it down the ground and will pick up just 1, rotating the strike. Whichever way the runs keep coming to the Ugandan side and they keep the scoreboard ticking, these runs will be very, very valuable for Team Uganda. Brian Masaba, we're yet to see a scoop. Placement by the captain. Past the fielder at point, intercepting the gap between point and gully there. Up and over. So much power behind that.
This is what I've just talked about. Salum Ali has not been in good touch in terms of bowling at the death for the past couple of games that he has played. Something that he need to work on here. Goes slow shot, and the execution from Masaba Brian there, you can see the frustration on his face. He knows that he could have done better with that delivery. It was there for the hitting, but the placement now was not good there, and that makes it a dot. They need more of those boundaries now going forward. The last couple of overs coming in after this. You've got wickets in hand. Yes, you need to start going again. Because you want to put a score that is, again, that should be wide. That has to be rebowled again from Salum Ali Jumbe. Again, inconsistency again has been the order of the day from the Tanzanian bowlers here. trying to do a bit too much. I keep saying it, yes, you'd want wickets, but if you go hunting for wickets, a lot of the times you end up missing your line and your length. You end up giving free runs there. This is exactly what has happened. Just look for that dot ball in that over. The fingers raised there by umpire Sibonio. Did not take time to hesitate. Brian trying to look for that mid-wicket area gap where there's no one there. The ball was full and straight. Could have played a bit more straighter there. Easy pickings for Sibonio. You can see the walk. The captain knows that he could have done better with that ball, but things like that do happen, especially when you're getting to the end of the innings. 21 of 13 deliveries, Brian Masaba.
His short cameo comes to an end, and let's see where that one was pitching. Into the line. Probably hitting off stump there. Raise of the finger. Jonathan Sebanja now hard swing, hard hands by the strong big man of Team Uganda. We've seen him plenty of times with the ball in his hand, with lovely movement off the surface and consistency by Jonathan Sebanja. Now he's been provided the bat in his hand. 138 for the loss of 7 wickets now. Just 2 overs remain. Ali Kimote coming in. Jersey number 10 to bowl the 19th over here, and he will be bowling to Kakuru Cyrus, who's yet to make a mark in this innings. Someone who will be reading the pitch quite a lot, as he will be doing the glove walk behind the stumps for Team Uganda. And again, then at that gap we get to see. And the finger has been raised once again. No worries whatsoever. No troubles coming off the bat of Kakuru Cyrus for Team Uganda. Team Tanzania rejoiced by that decision. A brief stay for Kakuru.
Yeah, lovely piece of bowling there. You want to be bowling a bit more straight, attacking the stumps, especially when you are aware that batters want to go big. If you can look at that again, look. Bowled full, not even short. That is dead plumb there. Keep it a bit low. And then a lovely piece of bowling from Ali Kimote, striking off the first delivery here into over number 19. Now that brings in Siraj Nsubuga, comes in. Now we've got bowlers now here doing the finishing job for Uganda. We haven't seen much of them in this game. See, one inning from Suraj. He's got no runs whatsoever, because like I keep saying, the batting of Uganda possesses a lot of quality batters. You never see them exposing their tail a lot. So today it has happened again. Credit again to Tanzania keeping on getting those wickets, in as much as they've been struggling in terms of consistency, but they have been taking wickets. They've managed to control the last 30 deliveries again here. Again tries to go for the run. The keeper misses. Again, poor bigging up there. But he apologizes to the keeper. He knows that he could have done better there, Ali Kimote. But there you can see smiles from the Tanzanian fielders. They know that anything that is less than 160, 150 on this wicket, that has got nothing to offer for bowlers. It can be an easy chase for them, but We will talk about that when they start betting and see what approach are they going to use. Because if you look at Uganda, again, with the bowlers that they possess, in terms of quality, again, it's not going to be that easy, again, to get to that total. They need to graft a bit more hard. He goes up there. Did he get enough of it? Fielder goes under it, but just laying safely there. Jonathan Sebanja. So this is what you also don't want now, especially at the deep end of the innings, having your tail coming in. Not a lot of them can be able to strike it outside the ground, getting those bounders that you need at this point of time. So I feel like Tanzania now have done a good job here so far. So they just need to finish on a good note here so that they can be able to chase. Some slow delivery again there. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Siraj and Subuga tries to push for 2. Not out there.
Subuga Siraj makes it back into the crease just in time there. Loud and clear was the call by Jonathan Sebanja. He knew he wouldn't make it. Didn't want to take on the arm of the fielder in the deep. And again, just exposing the tail, if you might say. But the likes of Siraj and Subuga, who were no guests to this Gahanga field, they've played here plenty of times. And again, another catch given. Cramp for space was Jonathan Sebanja. Gives a comfortable catch to Sanjay Kumar Boom. Very, very happy with his effort in the field.
It's not yet over. Until it is over, you don't bowl and go home. They always say you have to bowl and come back and bet. So whatever total that has been put in here, again, you need to come and work hard for it again. And the fielding team, second to come. Look at that. There, Ali Kimote bowling a bit short, but Sebanja did not get enough of it. Then that brings in another bowler, comes in to bet. David Wavire comes in to bet. It's the last wicket. Nothing much to talk about there. There was no exposure because the batters have been betting very well. Ali Kimote has got a chance again to claim his third wicket here in this over to finish up on a good note. He has bowled very, very well here, I'm telling you, into his third over, only conceding 7 runs. That is some good figures there. There, he finishes up well from that delivery, finishing up on a hat trick. There is Ali Kimote understanding exactly that these are not batters bowling it full and straight again. What you want, especially at the back end of the innings, if you're bowling to tail enders, then David had no clue whatsoever to play that delivery. 141 is the total that has been put in by Uganda here. Tanzania needing 150 to win. The Zaid Khan first innings comes to an end.
And for the very first time, Team Uganda failing to finish playing out their quota of 20 overs. Gem of a delivery there. Easy as you like it. Especially to the tail enders there. David Wabir not in any position to play that. And there is the scorecard of Team Uganda. Roger Mukasa, 8 of 6. 2 boundaries to his name. Strike rate of 133. Simon Sisazi, 14 of 24. Ronak Patel, a sensible innings by the big man, 45 of 31, 6 boundaries and 1 maximum. Pascal Murungi, the youngster, 17 of 15, 1 boundary, 1 maximum. Alpesh Ramjani, 4 of 4, a brief stay for him today. Kenneth Waiswa, 12 of 11. Brian Mark Masaba, the captain, 21 of 14. Which added a little bit of a boost to their scorecard. Kakuru Cyrus, 2 of 3. Jonathan Sebanja, 1 of 3. Subuga Siraj, 1 of 2. David Wabire bowled off the first ball. The significant partnership that built up this innings was Ronak Patel and Simon Sisazi, 58 of 51 deliveries. And Kenneth Waiswa, 23 of 2019 alongside his captain Brian Masaba, and 16 extras given by Team Tanzania, a number that the Team Tanzania really needs to work upon. There you have the bowling scorecard of Team Tanzania. Young Mohammed Yunus, 2 overs, 8 dots, 13 runs, 1 wicket, economy of 6.5. Most expensive, Omar Sheikh, 3 overs, 5 dots, 29 runs, but he picked up 2 wickets, economy of 9.6. And then we've got the likes of Ali Kimoti, who bowled exceptionally well with 3 overs, 14 dots, only 7 runs. The only bowler to give out runs in single digits, and picked up 3 wickets to his name with an economy of 2.33. And there you can see the fall of wickets being at a very high frequency there. 141 scored by Team Uganda, 142 needed by Team Tanzania. The very first time we've seen Team Uganda not play out their 20 overs. So kudos to the Tanzanian side capturing that feat in this East African trophy. And interestingly enough, it is the lowest total set by Team Uganda in East Africa Trophy 2023. Plenty of firsts we've got to see in this game. We're not done till it's done here. I'm Zaid Khan, and I'll be joining you shortly for the run chase with my co-commentator Lennon Namburo. Stay tuned, everybody.
Right, welcome back again. The run chase, Tanzania needing 142 runs to win. In the allotted 20 overs, Uganda managing to get 141 of 19 overs. All out, the two openers for Tanzania, Ivan Seleman and the captain, Habib Patois, starting the proceedings here. And we just yet to find out who is going to be doing the opening for Uganda. There it seems like the lefty who is coming into ball as usual. Jonathan Sebanja comes in from the pavilion end. So it's going to be interesting to see what questions is he going to be asking these Tanzania batters who feel like 142 is very much gettable. Yes, it is very much gettable, but you got to be doing the right things again. I'm yet to see someone like Ivan Seleman staying a bit longer there on the wicket. He has not managed to do that so far in this tournament. The only game that he managed to score a lot of runs is the game that he was injured. Then he came in to bat at the middle overs. Each time that he starts off the proceedings is not lasting longer. So that is something that I would love to see players like him betting a bit longer. If Ivan Seleman bets a bit longer, he gives Tanzania the chances of chasing that 142, something that he needs to work around with. So it's going to be interesting to see. A big Patois, you've seen him betting very well there for his team. He has been there all the games that they have won or lost, putting up some runs. There is amongst the top guys that have got runs in this tournament. So he's very much capable of putting in runs on the board. A good start here is what that Tanzania need in terms of wickets here. Once they do that, they fancy their chances of winning the game here. And knowing again the quality of bowlers that Uganda possesses, you need to dig deeper in terms of coming up with runs. The runs are not going to come that easy, again, especially when these guys are bowling. You saw Jonathan bowling very, very well. It bowls more into the pitch, doesn't offer a lot of room to drive. There is always on that 7-8 meter mark, allowing the batters to go more on the back foot body line. And that is something that is also good at. So let's see now today, what plan does he have? Today they are missing the services of Bilal Hassan. You can see him on the screen there doing the 12th men's duties, and Henry Senyondo again not being part of this 11. Starts off on the legs. The run started coming in of the first delivery. A big Patois getting off strike. And that brings in the men that I've been talking about. Ivan Seleman, 10 innings he has played so far. Highest runs, 59, 216. A good strike rate there, but you'd want to see him betting a bit more longer. If he can bet at least 7 or 8 overs for Tanzania, I'm telling you, that is what he's supposed to be thinking in terms of even going forward in the future. Again, he just need to sit down, understand his goals. We've talked about these things in the other games, like how do you set your goals as a better up the order again, knowing exactly what your role is, long-term goals, short-term goals in terms of how you're going to play, something that you need to work around there. You can see those deliveries coming in. It's not going to be easy for Tanzania to chase this 145. They need to be positive because Uganda bowlers do not offer a lot of those free balls that you'd expect to come in. The quality in terms of bowling is up there, so they need to do something different here. No ball being bowled there by Jonathan. Not a good start, but you could see that deliver again from Jonathan Sebanja again and doing Ivan Seleman there. Short of a length. That has been the order of the day for Jonathan. Look at it there. Not even closer, Ivan Seleman. The footwork there, not up to scratch. He's just throwing his hands onto the ball there. You don't want to be doing that up. The order there is a better. Free hit comes in. Let's see what answers does Ivan Seleman have for the questions that Jonathan Sebanja is going to be asking in this delivery that is going to come up. Yeah, it has been the first inning, 141 runs being put on the board. Now the run chase is on. Good bowling there from Jonathan Sebanja, not allowing Ivan Seleman dispatching that fielding exec, picking up that you don't normally see those free hits being gone for dots. But that is all about smart bowling, clever bowling again from the bowlers. And if you look at it, Ivan Slimani in this over, having known him for quite some time, he has just looked a bit calm again. He has not unleashed his shots that we normally see. So maybe he's got a different plan today. He wants to win this game for his team. He's a bit calm today. Get off strike. So I'm going to be interested to see how long is he going to stay calm in this innings again. If you look at those deliveries that he has faced, 5 of them, he has never looked to go big as we normally see him doing. So, which means that's something maybe that he has discussed with the captain and the coach, maybe to say, look at the way you are playing. You're going a bit too much hard on the ball, being too much aggressive on the ball, thereby you're not surviving on the wicket. Then you apply pressure on the other batters that are coming after you. A lovely piece of bowling there from Sebanja. Jonathan. No ball again being given. Not good signs for Jonathan here and Uganda. You don't want to be giving those extras. He survived the first one, but now let's see a big patois, knowing that this is a free ball. How is he going to come up with responses to this delivery? I'm telling you, it's not easy for bowlers, especially on a wicket that is not assisting you to be coming in and bowling those deliveries. 138 runs needed in 115 deliveries. It's all about the start here and the finish of this game for both sides. That is gone. And it's a fielder there. At one point, the fielder did not look moved. Pascal Murunji there, then that ball goes. It has been the second time we have seen fielders slipping, especially on the boundary. He was ball watching, waiting for the call, then he moved. Early showers for the fielding team to lapse concentration here. End of over number 1. 8 runs on the board. Here I've got Zaid Khan in here with one of the umpires from Uganda again here. I'm just going to leave you to them for the next couple of overs. Welcome back, Zaid Khan.
Thank you, Leonard. It's a beautiful day for cricket here. Team Uganda trying to defend the total. They put up 141 on board. Team Tanzania having a good start. 8 runs they've got off the first over. And yes, the youngster Coat ball watching there, he thought it was already going for a maximum. Later on, did he realize that it would not carry the distance, and the opportunity was there to cut it off. One of the match officials of East African Trophy alongside me, I've got Norbert Abbey from Uganda. Welcome, Norbert.
Thank you, Zaid. Good to be here again.
141 runs on board, being the lowest total put up by Team Uganda in this tournament so far. What do you have to say about that?
I would look at, yes, the total is quite small that they've set. But then again, I am certain that both the captain and the coach selected a team this morning with the mind knowing that they can defend whatever they put.
And that's a massive blow. We saw Ivan Selemani, like Leonard mentioned earlier, was being cautious, was being watchful, and couldn't hold on to his horses on that delivery. The plan comes together for Team Uganda as Ivan Selemani once again departs for a low score. Just one run. Throwing his hands at it early on. Comfortably taken there by Roger Mukasa.
And again, Zaid, like I said, they had something in mind, knowing that the team they selected can go out there and comfortably defend whatever they put on. Case in point is seeing that the dangerman Ivan is already gone off David's very first delivery. And as we all know, Ivan is a dangerman and quite adept at smacking that ball hard. And with him gone, we see Tanzania looking at a rather dire situation where their batters will now have to come at bat a lot more cautiously, graft some more, and look to get the total.
And that brings Amal Rajivan out there in the middle with his captain, Abik Patwa. 10 matches, 9 innings, 282 runs to his name, 57 being his highest. Excellent he's been for Team Tanzania. Number 1 and number 2 leading scorers of East African Trophy so far out there in the middle. Again, keeping it really tight, keeping the channel very, very aggressive is David Wabire, the doctor, operating as his team require him to.
And to our dear viewers, Zaid, David is not just called the doctor just as a nickname. He is a medical professional. And just like his bowling, he is being clinical, keeping things tidy.
Gets a bottom edge on that occasion, and once again, it races away to the boundary there. Not quite sure of that effort by Sebanja. He didn't look like he was ready to chase that one down and caught the entire team by surprise there. He was making a call as the ball was racing away to the boundary. Not quite sure what was going through his mind there. Can see no intent for chasing that one.
Yeah, and his teammates don't look happy about that either. You could see David just standing right in the center of the wicket, looking on and wondering what could be going on with his senior partner.
Once again, bowling that tight one. This time played watchfully by Amal.
No ball has been called. That seems to be quite the norm in these first 2 overs. We saw Jonathan give out 2 in his opening over. David now has gone on to give out 1 himself.
So far we've seen 1 being taken care of by Abik Patwa. Do they make the most out of this? Not really, just a single, a rotation of strike, and bringing in the pressure. Speaking of pressure, losing the big man Ivan Selemani first up, Abik Patwa now, the captain, has to play a very, very watchful innings, as he is amongst those that develop an innings for the Tanzanian side to put up a reputable score, a competitive score, and now chasing. They know at which run rate they should be acquiring those runs.
True, that is very true. Simply flicks that off of his pad to short fine, gets the 1 run. David still being clinical with his bowling. Like you said, he knows he has to stick in there, look for those runs for his team. But often we've seen the bowlers from Uganda frustrate him in his efforts. And to that effect, we've seen how he has easily given out his wickets on a couple of times.
Much shorter this time, and this time Sebanja is well aware of it. But they manage to pick up 2 runs once again. They take on his arm. With that, we come to the end of the second over here by David. 15 runs on board by Team Tanzania. Norbert, being an official yourself, we've seen earlier, and me and Leonard talked about the sort of reaction the Tanzanian bowlers and fielders have to that of umpires, where they tend to disagree and get a bit animated with their appeals. How do you deal with that as an umpire yourself? And what would you like to advise your partners that you're working with in this East African trophy?
See, most times it's
Beautiful hands through that shot, and it reaches the boundary once again. Captain Abik Patwa. Lovely effort there by the fielder at point. And a catch is taken. Quarter was a call. And that brings the end to Abik Patwa's innings here. He's got to depart for 10 runs. He struck it well, tried going over the infield fielder. Failed to get the elevation and falls to that man at covers.
I think it's important to note that it's always great to have a level head. Yeah, we see Jonathan, his previous ball bowled it a little too wide and he was cut away for 4. And this one he chose to bring it a little closer to the batter, a big patwa. But in his efforts, he only managed to find a fielder. And it went into the capable hands of Alpesh Ramjani, who we've seen dismissing a big patwa twice in this tournament of other bowlers. Like I said, it's his temperament. If he could only just keep his head down and bat a little longer, keep the cool, we would see a big with quite a lot more on his totals.
Very, very well said that, no, but it's the nature of the aggressive approach to the game that Abik Patwa has. Just loses focus on that and doesn't time it well enough to get over the infield on that occasion. Yes, the intention was there, but the execution was questionable. And now, another question that the Tanzanian batting lineup has always been struggled with throughout this East African trophy is how well can the middle order batsmen support a run chase or even building an innings here Once you've got the two big men, Ivan Selemani and Abik Patwa, out, that leaves us with the likes of Amal, Rajivan. Kasim Chete is out in the middle. He's had a very, very rough East African trophy so far.
Yeah, we've seen him have a few brilliant. We've seen him have a few brilliant moments with the ball, and he struggled with the bat as well. But it's been a long tournament, and the only thing we can hope for is that they have actually learned a thing or two playing against the same opponents over the last couple of days. And back to your question about the umpires, the most important thing that I've often done is build a form of repertoire with the players. Usually, we've seen not once, not twice, but on a couple of occasions, we've seen the Tanzanians show a little bit of dissent on the field when a decision doesn't go their way. And that often comes, I feel like that often comes when, as umpires and players, there's that bit of disconnect. Often we've seen moments whereby appeals go begging and umpires just remain adamant, not really giving much of a reason. And once in a while, we've actually seen players come up with, we've had statements all around the field come up with, he will not give that one, just keep bowling. It just shows you that there's a huge disconnect between the players and the umpires, much as they're all sharing the same field. So at the end of the day, you need to build that relationship. You need to have that easy form of communication between yourself as umpire and the players. You know, once in a while, a batter walks in. When he walks to your side, just smile at him, say hello, and then keep the game going. That way, you can build a bit of trust. You can build a bit of camaraderie between yourself and the players.
Well said there, Norbert. And that brings us to the end of the third over. Team Tanzania losing 2 wickets, stand on 21. We've got Kasim Chete, who's faced 4 deliveries, is yet to open up his account. Batting alongside him is Amal Rajivan, who is on strike now. The Ugandans banging it short once again to Amal and forcing him to dab that one to third man.
I think we've seen how comfortable he is with anything wide of him. We all know how good he can play those cut shots and how easy it is for him to dab a ball or two down the leg. In bowling short, you'd think that's some form of strategy that Team Uganda has. Frustrate him as much as they can.
Beautiful, beautiful looking drive that by Kasim.
Perhaps one of the greatest shots we've seen today. We saw Roger play one earlier in the innings, and now we see Kasim Chete. It's good to see such shots being played on cricket.
Once again goes for the same shot, but this time the length has been pulled much shorter there by David. Not the same length as the previous one. So good comeback by the bowler after being struck for a classic cover drive.
Yeah, we all know the common African saying, hit me once, shame on you, hit me twice. And he seems to learn his lessons. Oh, huge appeal. Huge appeal from the entire team. Right up to the boundary, we've actually seen Suvuga, Siraji and Jonathan Sebanja all appealing. The umpire says not out.
And coming back to the umpiring questions, you've worked alongside Veronica. having a woman's umpire, a lady umpire working alongside you. What sort of experience was that, and how would you encourage more women umpires to get into such tournaments and try getting more involved into the game?
I must say, in this tournament, it's not actually my first time working with Veronica. Earlier this year, we in Uganda's Elite League, beg your pardon, at the Victoria Series, Veronica was a guest umpire at the Victoria Series, and I got the chance to work with her as well. She puts a kind of a perspective to the game.
Tried to be defensive and watchful and chops it on to his terms there. Glory for Team Uganda. Kasim Chete. Oh, beg your pardon. Amal Rajivan has to take a walk back.
I think what Zaid wanted to say was Kasim Chete looks on a little lonely out there on the wicket, seeing the one batter that could have stuck on there with him and fought their way through the total. And again, that short ball doing its magic.
It's a very interesting pitch we've got here on offer. The pace bowlers are getting good amount of bargain out of it. We haven't seen the spinners turn it that much. We saw the Tanzanians bringing on spin, but they were pitching it much fuller, feeding those balls full to the batsmen and making them commit to wrong timing the ball into the hands of the fielders. But not much of a challenge when it comes to turning. It's not turned, and the pace bowlers here have done really well using that bounce that the pitch has provided. Once again, look at the carry of the ball all the way to the keeper.
We have seen throughout the tournament, we've seen Jonathan Sebanja bowl brilliantly. It's not the first time, and it's not a surprise to see him bowl this way. I mean, he's got the cutters, and every once in a while he's going to bring that one back into you, but this is beautifully bowled from him, considering what kind of over he had when he started. Well into his third over, he's got a wicket already to his name with just 12 runs. Like fine wine, we can say. He just keeps getting better and better with every single ball.
Interesting. He's been very consistent with his bowling line and his bowling channel. Very successful throughout this tournament. Keeping it tight against Team Tanzania now. Knowing that they've got the 3 big wickets of Team Tanzania, what sort of bowling approach do you think the Ugandans will have against the rest of the batsmen that haven't provided that much of a challenge throughout the tournament?
Looking at this Uganda side, I would say I see the captain bringing in the services of Alpesh Ramjani, who's been very consistent with his bowling throughout the tournament. And that's a first for him, seeing that ball slip right through his fingers. We've often seen him field exceptionally, putting his body down when he needs to, taking brilliant catches. And this one moment, that ball just goes through, and we can see he seems to be shaking off a little bit of pain.
Again, considering that Team Tanzania are having a double header today, starting off the first game, they're likely to adapt to the field by the second game, which they will be facing against Team Rwanda here. Watchfully played once again. Dot ball. Very, very tight is Sebanja keeping it at the moment. At the toss, I spoke to the captain of Uganda national team, Brian Masawa, and asked him about the intention at which they want to keep up in the competition, having known that they've technically won this trophy already and they've got their hands to it. But his response was very interesting, and he said, beautiful looking shot that by the young Umar Sheikh there, and they pick up 2 runs. Yes, coming back to Brian's response there, said, for us now, what's left in this competition is to sustain our intent and intensity at which we play the game. We want to stay at our highest, at our best, and give it all we've got, despite all the results on the side.
Yeah. The best teams in the world will often do the same. Start with a high intensity and finish as best as they can. We know it's been a long tournament. There's a couple of cramped up muscles in there. I think the physio has been working the hardest over the last few days just to get the boys in shape. But all in all, it's a new game treated in a different way as compared to the last. We've looked at the Tanzania dugout. They seem a little bit bereft of energy, looking a little sad on their end, knowing that 140 runs is something they could have easily chased, but the loss of those 3 big wickets puts them in a bind. David Wawire back to ball his 3rd over, and from the airport end, and he is not letting up. With his very first delivery, he bowls it a little back of the length into Kasim Chete, who was all too happy to just block it off and see it take the dot.
As we're into the final over of the power play, Team Tanzania are on 30 off 30 for the loss of 3 wickets. My last question to you as an umpire is, what are the toughest challenges you face as an official or your partners face while on duty within the infield? And how would you look forward to overcoming those as games go on and further tournaments come up?
I think one of the biggest challenges we face as umpires in the middle there is concentration. So often we're encouraged to communicate with each other as much as we can. That way you get to stay a step ahead of yourself, a step ahead of the game. And we like, when they talk about switch on, switch off protocols throughout the game for an umpire, these are some of the things that can help you with your concentration. But sometimes, you cannot tell what kind of what could have happened prior to the game to an umpire before they walk in. And if events that happen outside the oval can get into your head during the game, it makes you lose your concentration. David Wawire well into his 5th delivery, coming up on the 6th delivery, just giving out 3 runs, bowling those tidy lines. Goes a little fuller. I think he was looking for that Yorker, which is comfortably played by Umar Sheikh to get just a single.
Nicely done there. Squeeze through the gap. And with that, I would like to bring my co-commentator back into the commentary box. Thank you very much, Mr. Norbert.
Yeah, thank you, Zaid. It's great being here.
And we're done with the power play here. 33 runs on board for the loss of 3. Team Tanzania. Big 3 of the Team Tanzania are back into the dugout. There you see the scoreboard of volunteers there, staying in tune with the game. Lovely weather here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium as we're coming to the end of the month here. The weather forecast will look a bit different in a couple of days as the rainy season checks in to plus 250. An introduction of spin. Alpesh Ramjani attacking the stumps early off his first delivery here and tossing it as full as the Tanzanians did in the first innings. Alpesh Ramjani coming from the pavilion end, the highest wicket taker of the East Africa Trophy. There is a slip. Loud appeal there. And the umpire Gaston not interested. Just targeting the pads there. But missing leg, as you could see clearly off the screen. Leonard, the coach of women's national team Rwanda, who've been doing excellent in recent times, is here with me in the commentary box, providing us valuable knowledge and keeping us within the action. Alpesh Ramjani keeping it tight and has finished his over here.
"37 for the loss of 3 wickets here, 7 overs gone." Remember, I spoke about it earlier on. I'm like, yes, 141, Zaid, can look like a small total. But what you just need also to bear in mind is the quality of bowling Uganda possesses. Again, they've managed to get those 3 big wickets again. So it's all about not the total, yes. It's all about giving themselves a good start, Tanzania. We're talking about quality bowling here. You saw David Wawire bowling. You saw Jonathan Sebanja bowling again, making it hard for Tanzania to score off them. So this is what they should also have been thinking. Yes, you're chasing 141. Very much looks easy, but how you go about the processes of getting to that 141 is what matters most. And now Uganda is getting the better of them. You see now the introduction of Kenneth Waisko, again, one of the leading wicket takers in this East Africa Trophy, comes into bowl. there. So it's not going to be that easy for Tanzania to get to 141. They need to come up with a good plan here in order for them to make sure that they win this game. But Uganda, even in as much as you've talked about them winning, yes, they've won this East Africa Trophy, yes, but we have got other assignments that are coming in after this tournament again. So this is where you always want to keep your players be informed. The plans that you have already planned on, is it working? Have you achieved the things that you have set for yourselves as a team, regardless of you guys having won the tournament? And this is what Uganda has managed to do, not letting anything off the hook. Every game that comes their way, they're treating it as much as important as they can treat any other game. Lovely shot there from Chete. Hitting it straight, tries to come back for two. The call is no. He has not been in good touch so far in this tournament. I'm telling you, he's been out of form, but today he has managed to stay a bit longer. I think this can be a confidence booster for him again, having scored 10 runs. He's a bit slow, but since someone who has not been in form, it's all about understanding yourself. You are not in form. When you are not in form, how do you play? Again, going forward so that you come back in form. So this is something that is done today very, very well, Kasim Chete.
Kasim Chete is into double figures after a very, very long time in this tournament. Very well said there. And it's never easy facing the number 2 wicket taker, Kenneth Waiswa, the game changer on most occasions. It's the name the captain goes for when he's looking for a difference, when he's looking for a change in the game.
Leg by being signaled by the umpire there. So if you look at Tanzania, the way they've been playing from game number 1, it's all about the top order not firing a lot of times. The top order not giving them that solid start they are looking for, thereby exposing the middle order. Yes, the middle order's job is come here and bet and get it over. But a lot of the times, if you find yourself in a situation whereby you're always repairing the works that the top orders failed to do, it's not going to be easy enough for you to be winning here. So it's something that they need to sit down, the top 3 openers, to say how do they go about their opening responsibilities and roles up the order. Once they fix that, because if you look at someone like Ivan Suleiman, he is a good batter. I'm telling you, anyone knows about. He's very, very much destructive up the order there. But if you look at the amount of games that he has played up the order, especially in this tournament, he has never scored up the order. The only game that he scored is the one that he was injured when he came down the order there. So it's something that even him is, as an individual, is something that you also need to think about. Lovely shot there, flick of the hands by Kasim Chete, getting that boundary, beating fine leg Nsubuga Siraj there.
But
and
again,
that brings over number 8 to an end there, Zaid Khan. 44 for the loss of 3 wickets.
yes, it was just a flick there. And again, Subuga Siraj was not that fine, but the bowler asked him to get much finer. If he had been where he was initially, he would have stood the chance to cutting that one off. That brings Alpesh Ramjani back into the attack. The leading wicket taker with 21 wickets to his name in 10 innings. Economy of 4.68. Very impressive figures. And his partner who just bowled previous over, Kenneth Waiswa, with 19 wickets to his name in 11 innings, economy of 7.9. This is where we spoke about your favorite session, the graveyard period. And a catch being taken there by Simon Sesazi in the deep. Omar Sheikh has to depart. Wicket number 4 into the 40s for Team Tanzania. Omar Sheikh 5 off 10. And again, as the middle order, Leonard, You know the sort of difficulty your side will face if your top three get off quite early, quite cheaply. But, safe hands, copying that, made it look so easy there. Simon Sesazi, the bowler, must be relieved with the support he's getting by his fielders, by his teammates in the deep. Again, you've got to understand that the opposition also realizes the depth of your batting attack. They know if Team Uganda takes out our best three batsmen, it will come upon us to put up that score. And it's something the Tanzanians have been lacking throughout this tournament. Feels that they need to work on. With that wicket, we've got Mohamed Katunda coming to the middle. 9 matches, 8 innings is played. On the pads, loud appeal there. Umpire Gaston not moved at all. Have a look at that. Oh, looked like he was going down the leg. Going for the legs now is Alpesh Ramjani, keeping himself well into the competition here. Team Tanzania, without reaching the 50 mark as a team, have lost 4 wickets already. Kasim Chete still fighting for his side. He's in the middle, bowls it down the leg, and game awareness by Mohamed Katunde, who picks up that single. And there we see the warm after the power play. It has come down. The Tanzanians not up to the mark there. After the 5th over, their line goes much flatter than that of Team Uganda. .95 needed in 66 balls here. Kenneth Waiswa back into the attack. Up and over it goes. The fielder tries to cut it off, and he ended up running all around it for yet another boundary. Not the kind of sight you'd like to have as a bowler. Beautiful hands there, but just got his spikes stuck into the ground there. Here he is. Very, very well played there by Kasim Chete. It was on offer and he took the offer on. Struck Kenneth Waiswa for a boundary. First ball of the over. Trying to put Kenneth on the back foot. Tanzania have crossed the 50 mark now. Got a big nick to it. And what a way has Kenneth Weiswa fought back in this over. Wicket number 20 comes up for Kenneth Weiswa in East Africa Trophy. Closing in on his teammate, Alpesh Ramjani. The top two wicket-taking bowlers of Uganda share 41 wickets between just the two of them. Very impressive by the Ugandan side. The 5th wicket falls for Tanzania. And we're into the 10th over. Just 3 deliveries left here. Salom Ali Jumbe walks to the middle. 10 matches, 7 innings, 31 runs, 12 runs. He's being his highest scorer in this East Africa Trophy. The Ugandans know from here on all the wickets should be targeted and dealt with in quick fashion. They've got the difficult work out of their way. Attacks the pads this time, and it will be byes. 1 run.
Things are falling apart here for Tanzania. 51 for the loss of 5 wickets here. Zaid Khan needing 90 runs off 62 delivery. Very much gettable there. But now if you look at the gap between the required run rate and the current run rate, it keeps on growing bigger and bigger. That is what Tanzania wouldn't want. But I said it earlier on, the quality of the bowlers that Uganda possesses is not going to be that easy to get to that total, in no matter how small it can look like. Now, you see Kenneth Weiswa taking on his 20th wicket in this tournament. Lovely piece of bowling and performance from him. And everyone back home in Uganda, I'm telling you, they're very much happy for his performance, coming in as a genuine all-rounder with the bat and the ball and delivering exactly and what is expected. And that is something that is good to have in your team, especially when you've got a major World Cup qualifier tournament coming in a couple of months. Such performances gives you a lot of confidence in your team and players. Well driven down there on the ground by Mohamed to just get off strike and finishing that over of a single into the halfway of the second innings there.
On the screen there, you see Team Rwanda having a keen eye on how Team Tanzania and Team Uganda play, as they will be facing Team Tanzania later on today in the afternoon, game number 2 of the day here of East Africa Trophy, courtesy of Dufferbet, our proud sponsors, alongside Rwanda Cricket Association, promoting the game, spreading it all around. Beautiful looking shot of one bounce comes to about chest height for Sebanja, who's on long on comfortably and got tossed back just as quick as it reached him. Alpesh Ramjani, you cannot keep this man out of the action. Brilliant with the field, brilliant with the bowl, lovely with the bat, but didn't have a long stay today. Unfortunate for him. A player you'd always want to keep in your playing 11 in a T20 format.
Good shot there again to get off strike from Mohamed Katunda there. Yes, you would want to be rotating more, and that is good. So, but they just need to find that boundary somewhere there, Tanzania, if they want to keep getting closer to chasing that total. Yes, they've done very well in terms of taking singles, but they need to look for that boundary in every over.
We've got an interesting question for you, Leonard. You've been training the national side women's, and someone like Alpesh Ramjani is more similar to someone like Giselle in your side. Bowls well, bats well, and is always into the competition and feels well too. How do such players affect the players within the changing room, and what sort of approach, or better yet, how do they carry themselves through that character?
11 overs gone here, 57 for the loss of 5 wickets, 85 needed in 54 deliveries. The required run rate, I keep saying, is going up and up. You look at Coach Lorenz and the assistant there sitting up, dancing to some fine music the DJ has been playing there. Why not when your team is managed to take 5 wickets? So relax mode. Look at the Manhattan here in terms of Tanzania versus Uganda here. Uganda early up in the amount of dot balls there. They've got, if you count it, look at them. Then if you look at Tanzania now, that is where the difference is. Now, if you look at down there again, at the end there, that is where the difference is between these two teams. If you are to compare, there comes in Siraj Nsubuga to bowl from the road end. He comes in to bowl over number 12. Going back to your question again, there it's about players like him, them in your squad. This is what you always be looking forward to have. You need to have guys that offer you two things in a team, guys that play two different roles, again, key important roles, both bowling and batting. So going to them as individuals is something that they just need to understand themselves first. Run out chance there, run out missed. That is another chance that is going begging. Things could have been different here now. Miscommunication between these two, Salom Ali and Mohamed Katunda there. You don't want to be losing a wicket in that particular fashion. Tanzania, you got to do something better there, Salom and Mohamed. So, like I said, it's all about them understanding themselves. There's a big appeal. Sibonio raises a finger there. Not out. Salom Jumbe not being happy. Still standing in there. You see, this is what our friend Nobet has been talking about. Players, if things don't go their way, showing dissent to umpires. Yes, they've made a mistake in your own opinion, but they are there to make decisions. Once you're given out, look, we move way across the line, trying to play around his legs. You can see both off and middle stump there, and that shows that he was dead plump. But players, they always come up with a lot of things. But it's one of those decisions that goes in against yourselves, but you have to learn to live with that. And that brings the score on 57 for the loss of 6 wickets. Comes in the big man, Sanjay Kumar, to bat in. So it goes to what I was saying about asking players like this, the likes of Rapesh Ramjan. It's all about them understanding their role as individuals. What do they offer for the team? And how do they make it up and add it up to the other team again? Sanjay Kumar, there you see 9 matches, 7 innings, ISO 44 runs. He's capable enough of putting in some runs on the board there. So let's hope he comes in and be the one who's going to rescue his team there on 57 for 6. So it's all about players taking their responsibilities ahead and understanding their roles, when to deliver and how to deliver that. And once they do that, it also brings confidence to the other players, knowing that they've got such quality players in the team who can be able to deliver in all the 3 departments. So that takes a lot of good character again. That takes a lot of good attitude as well from the players. And straight up, Sanjay Kumar get off the mark.
Siraje giving away just 1 run and picking up 1 wicket already. He's 4 balls down into the over. His first over. He's been given a chance to bowl. Wasn't able to do much with the bat. This time beats the outside edge of Mohamed Katunde. We've seen a few cameos by Sanjay Kumar. Boom. He can strike the ball quite a distance. Will be interesting to see. Does he provide that cameo that Tanzania so desperately need? With that, we come to the end of the 12th over into the 13th with Team Tanzania on 58 for the loss of 6 wickets. There you see from the hand gesture of Sanjay Kumar, he's saying you can push for the ones and twos hereby and then take on the odd offer for a biggie. Not trying to hit every ball, but again, with the required run rate, you can see it's going to be quite a big mount to climb. 10.5 required run rate. Alpesh Ramjani coming in for his final over of his spell. He's given away just 9 runs in 3 overs. Leonard, how impressive is that?
Lovely piece of bowling from him there. It shows the quality of bowlers like him, what they possess. That's what I was saying earlier on. It's all about understanding who you are as a player, yourself, your role in the team. When you're coming into bowl, what skill do you possess? And when you come into bowl again, what is expected from you, the plan with your team. Lovely piece of shot there from Sanjay Kumar, just to rotate strike. But yes, rotation of strike can be good for Tanzania here. But remember, I've been saying they need to get that boundary here. They are going at 4 runs and over now. The required run rate has climbed to 11. And that is a bit too much. So they just need to find 1 or 2 overs going forward now that they can get at least 9 or 10. Play around there going forward. Then that can get even them closer to the total. But taking these singles again and going like this is not going to get them anywhere closer to the total. Yes, you might feel like you've lost the game at this point of time, but there's still a lot of work to be done here. Again, another dot considered there. 3 dot balls so far in this off and a single. We've got 2 deliveries left here. So they need Tanzania batters to do something here. Get a bit more positive, get a bit more aggressive against these bowlers. Yes, you are facing bowlers that are good. They've got quality in terms of bowling, but you got to take them on at some point. Come up with a clear plan on how to take them on. I think Alpesh Ramjan just need a bit of some attention there on that finger. That ball was well struck and hit. Then you can see the physio running in to put in that magic spray. So it's something that, you're going forward, like I said, you might feel that you've lost the game, yes, but going forward again, you've got another game in the afternoon. You've got another game or another tournament coming in again. There are some takeaways as a team that you need to put and take as a team to say, okay, fine, what do we think we could have done better? Like if you look at up the order, Abik Patwa 10, then Ivan Suleiman 1, Amau Rajvan again 8 runs, Kasim Chete 18, and Umar Sheikh 5. So not a lot to talk about there in terms of the betting up the order there. None of these guys managed to set off and put their team in a good winning position. So that once you do that as a team, not having betters betting longer and betting through the innings, is going to be hard for you to get that chase on.
And it only gets tougher with the likes of Alpesh Ramjani into the attack. He's coming in to bowl his final delivery of his spell in this game and has given away only 10 runs. Very, very impressive. He ends his spell with giving away just a single. Extremely well bowled. With that, we come to the end of the 13th over. 60 runs on board for Team Tanzania. 6 wickets down they are. It does feel a little bit of a drag here, but very, very well into the competition. I must say, current run rate of 4.62, required run rate that of 11 plus. And a very impressive economy there by Alpesh Ramjani of 2.75 in this game. He's picked up 1 wicket and gave away 11 runs. Impressive. Subuga Siraj from the airport end and has been put away. Previous over, he bowled really well, gave away just 1 run. The following over, he's been welcomed by a maximum. Lovely hand through the ball, width on offer, and the length, and absolutely clubbed it down the ground. A few more of these should be expected by the Tanzanian side as they try to fight back their position into the game.
Could come back there from Siraj Nsubuga on that particular delivery again, bowling it a bit more quick, managing to beat Mohamed Katunda for pace there. They need a couple of these big hits again going forward every over now. Tries to go for that big hit again, mistimed again, finding the deep square leg there for 1 run. They need to have a lot of big overs going forward here, Tanzania, if they want to get anywhere closer to that 141. Or if they want to increase their chances of winning this game, they need a couple of big hits like that. That should go all the way to the boundary. Well timed, well placed again there from the big man Sanjay Kumar. I said they need a couple of these overs here. So far, they've got 11 in this over. So they need a couple of these coming in going forward.
And he is the danger man. We've seen him do it against Team Rwanda before, where he scored 44 off just 19 deliveries. What a knock that was. Tries a quick one and gets an edge. Back-to-back boundaries. An expensive over this has been so far. With 1 more delivery left. Tries to dart this one into the stumps but loses his line. Bowls it down the leg and Sanjay Kumar, using his pace, moves out of the way and lets it run away for yet another boundary. 1 ball left. Placement once again. This will be yet another boundary. 3 back-to-back boundaries after that maximum. 19 runs coming off that over. The numbers can change at a significant pace, considering Subuga Suraj went for just 1 run his previous over. The very next over has been dismissed with 19. That is the effect of Sanjay Kumar, who's striking it at 200 at the moment. 14 of 7 deliveries off the blade of Sanjay Kumar. Boom! The boom boom coming out of Sanjay here. And that brings Brian Masaba, the captain, to bowl from the pavilion end. Would you say, Leonard, on that occasion, young Subuga Siraj being too emotional, bowling to someone like Sanjay Kumar, knowing that he's going to try going big every over and might have a liking to my particular over, could he have dealt with that any differently?
Definitely, it's just the smartness of Sanjay Kumar. It started off the first ball when he went for that six. That is where the game changed again. That is getting over the ball again. So that's what you want to do. Apply pressure from ball number one. Catch is the call and catch it is taken. There, safest hands in the field as well. He doesn't drop too many there. Waiskwa Kenneth. Again, there we see Mohamed Katonda going in, 12 of 16 deliveries. Wicket keeps on falling at regular intervals here. That partnership of 22 has been broken by the captain himself, taking the matters into his own hands. A good, decent knock there from Mohamed, but did not last long. Tanzania keeps on perishing. Now comes in. Look at that delivery. They tries to go a bit big. The timing, the idea was fine there, but the timing and placement now is something that was not done right in that managing to find Kenneth Wise at the boundary. 79 for the loss of 6 wickets here. Things keeps on getting harder and harder for Tanzania as they get deeper to the end of the game. So like what you're saying about that, there is the smart and the intelligentness of Sanjay Kumar going after the first ball. If you do that to any kind of bowler going for the maximum of the first ball, already you've applied pressure on them. There is Ali Kimote, 7 innings, highs of 32 there. So he's got a lot of job to do here, I'm telling you. Not impressive figures with the bat, but he's got some impressive figures with the ball here. Comes in, starts off with a good cover drive down on ground too. Deep extra cover there, says as a Simon. Singles, yes, there are also forms of scoring runs here, but Tanzania need an over like that one that going for 19. If they can get 3 or 4 overs like that, that is going to be a turning point for this game.
Sanjay Kumar strikes it hard this time on the leg side, but there is protection, not picking the gap. And definitely those big overs are the only answer to the Tanzanian side to get anywhere close to the total here. 81 for the loss of 7. And knocks him over, a slower one, well deceived by Brian Masaba, the captain, picking up his second wicket of the over. Lovely change of pace there by Brian Masaba. Have a look at that. Straight in line, tries to cross bat it, misses it completely, and in the end getting castled.
You see now here what I've talked about, intelligence in terms of how to come up with plans. Brian Masaba bringing himself into attack, and alone that over he has managed to take 2 wickets there. That's what you want from your captain, taking the matters into his own hands and in a positive way. Again, lovely to see. So it can be a good team to be in now, a team that possesses a lot of options. Whatever changes you make, it makes a big difference. Smart and intelligent thinking from Masaba Brian there. Good over there, that from Masaba Brian, I'm telling you. Conceding 2 runs and have taken 2 wickets in that over again. That is a big game changer there by the captain. And that brings in 81 for 8. 15 overs gone here.
Something that we've heard here in the commentary box before by our co-commentator Bob Bashir Songa. You cannot get those figures in a supermarket. You cannot buy them anywhere. You've got to earn them, and Brian Masaba earning it for his side, Team Uganda here. firming their grip upon Team Tanzania. We're stuck on 81 now for the loss of 8. 5 overs left. Tried being watchful there, Sanjay. Was expecting Siraje to be back into the attack from the same end, but to his surprise, he's got to face Kenneth Waiswa. He's coming in for his 3rd over. He's picked up a wicket already. He's given away 12 runs so far. And again, the captain, Brian Masaba, showing his young teammates, spinners, how it should be done. With the slow deliveries, trying to lure the batsman into playing a false shot, and outfoxed him that time around with a much slower delivery that went on to hit the stumps. Kenneth Waiswa being amongst the main bowlers here, be interesting to see how he deals with the tail-enders of Tanzania. The Tanzanian side, we saw the likes of Salim Ali Jumbe, who was going for the sticks, and he got those wickets in the end in no time. Will Kenneth be able to pull it off for Team Uganda in the same manner?
Good shot there from Mohamed Yunus to get off strike there. .57 of 26 balls. Things getting a bit more tougher and tougher. Last wicket, Ali Kimote, bowled by Brian Masaba. He didn't stay a bit longer there. 85 for the loss of 8 wickets here. Sanjay Kumar needs to do better than that if he wants to make sure that they get closer to this 141, sorry. You're needing 13 and over. We need another over like the one that he just played that went for 19. A couple of that is going to be game on. But he is being partnered there by Mohamed Yunus, who is known for his bowling rather than his batting. Can he be the hero to save his team here today? Give us a couple of big cameo innings. Never easy with Waiswa Kenneth. Good shot there again. Lovely. Beating the extra cover fielder there. He had no chance whatsoever to stop that ball, Ronak Patel.
It took Ronak Patel literally half a second to go down, but by the time he touched the floor, the ball was already through him. Beautiful hands through the ball there, and it reaches the boundary ropes in no time. Excellent shot that by young Mohamed Yunus. Lovely fight back by the youngster. And we're done with 16 overs here. $90 runs on board for the loss of 8. Just 2 wickets needed by Team Uganda. 52 in 24 balls. Mathematically speaking, very possible. And if you've got this big man, Sanjay Kumar, who takes Brian Masaba to the boundary of the first delivery, anything is possible. We've seen him do it in the past. It's all a matter of who cracks first.
Good shot there. Kept a bit short and lower. Watching it all the way and knowing that there's no one at that square leg boundary. The square leg is a bit more too square. Then he managed to pick the gap between short fine and him and getting that boundary. 4 runs for Tanzania here and Sanjay Kumar. Again, he goes big. quarter is the call. Then the ball went down. He doesn't drop too many there, Waiskwa Kenneth, but this time he didn't manage to get hold of that and allowing Sanjay Kumar to have another life.
Massive, massive moment that was, getting off the hands of Kenneth. And just before that delivery, we saw Kenneth doing a couple of push-ups on the boundary rope, getting his focus out of the game for just a slight moment there. And he was running in hard, and I believe that's where he fumbled it. Hard hands coming into the cupping of the ball. Ended up dropping it. The captain not satisfied with that. Everyone believed that should have been taken. He covered the ground, couldn't execute the finish well.
Again, good shot down to again to Waiskwa there. Falls on the ground. But still, Uganda will be the happiest of the two teams here. The run rate, that is Tanzania going on at 5. He goes big. This one again to the same man. Waiskwa takes it comfortably in the same over there. Again, the elevation there was too much. Couldn't clear the rope, couldn't clear the man at long on.
He threw everything at it and gave it too much elevation there off the slow delivery by Brian Masaba. And Kenneth Waiswa does not commit the mistake twice. Fortunate for him, it came in the very same over. The captain will be pleased by him correcting himself second time around. And the big man, Sanjay Kumar, boom, is out for 22 off 12. A little cameo, a little ray of hope that Tanzania has got to walk back into the dugout now. 4 runs shy of 3 digits is Team Tanzania. We're into the 17th over. We've got Mohammed Yunus, who's on 8 of 8.
The last wickets here left. The 46 of 20 deliveries again. The captain continuing with some brilliance bowling there. Again, look at that, beating that outside edge of Yalindi Morris to end over number 17, 96. For the loss of 9 wickets here, Tanzania are in big trouble.
Just 1 wicket shy of absolute dominance that the Ugandans have had over the Tanzanians in the course of play today morning. Team Rwanda is keenly watching upon this game and picking up on the sharp bits that they need to replicate today afternoon when facing this same side. Of course, Team Uganda, the much more happier side out of the two, having won the trophy and also having a much better, comfortable spot for themselves against Team Tanzania in this game as well. And with that, Sebanja has been deposited over the side screen there. Beautiful looking shot that. A slow one got picked up quite early. Have a look at that. Was in the zone and it went all the way. Big heave of the bat into the banana plantation next to Gahanga Field. New balls, please, says Mohammed Yunus. Pace bowlers do tend to hit the ball extremely far. We've seen the likes of Brett Lee. We've seen the likes of Irfan Pathan, the likes of Faulkner, Monemoko, hitting it a long, long distance. In Team Rwanda, we had former skipper Eric Toll. And once again, this will go sailing past the fielder. Roger Mukasa needed Superman wings there, trying to reach that ball way, way above his height. Jonathan Sebanja, very expensive.
Look at that waiting. Look at the hands there. Look at the foot movement. Again, making sure that it gets under it and gets a maximum. They still need a lot of those shots there, Tanzania, if they want to get closer to winning this game again. 34 of 16 delivery. The equation is starting to change a bit slower. Courtesy of Mohamed Yunus, 20 of 10 deliveries is going big, and once he goes big, he's going big for sure. Again, there is a man at deep square leg. 2 was the call. 2 it is. They get there very, very much comfortable there. Good running, good cricket there from Mohamed Yunus and Yalinde Morris. That is lovely to see there. You need guys that can come and fight back. After those 2 bonders, the run rate has climbed up again. The required, the current one has gone up to 6 points, and that's what you need. They need more of that. Again, lovely piece of betting from the bowler here. He's known for his bowling, but he comes up in with a different approach here. He knows his team need runs, and he's done that very well. He has given them runs.
When it comes to bowlers, Leonard, you know the saying, no ball has been called. Bowlers tend to take you close, but can they take you over the line? They fight hard. The pace bowlers strike the ball hard, get the much needed runs. But then it's the finishing, Leonard, that really matters.
With the rate that Mohamed Yunus is going in there, 3 sixes in 3 deliveries, I'm telling you, this game will change in Tanzania's favor. So it's quite very, very much possible. Again, that's another huge 6 being hit up, and up it is. 6 runs again from Mohamed Yunus. Brilliant over there for Tanzania. I'm telling you, 20 runs off it so far. Still yet a delivery to come.
Have a look at that. Went for the body line and sighted early. Dispatches it, gave it a whack over mid-wicket there. Lovely, lovely shot. Square of the wicket. Like I mentioned earlier, pace bowlers tend to hit it a mile. Even a misconnect goes the distance, but this time around is from the middle of the bat and took the meat with the elevation, went the distance. Message loud and clear from the dugout. Let's go, boys, in Kiswahili. Plays it down the ground. Lovely flow of the bat by Mohamed Yunus. And that brings Yalinde Morris.
Come on here, I'm telling you that 31 of 15 deliveries, very much gettable here. Look at the rate that Mohamed Yunus is going at here. Good finish there from Jonathan Sebanja. You can hear the shouts from the dugout Tanzania here, having a lot of confidence here. Yes, you've talked about bowlers getting you closer. Yes, it can work in that way, but I'm telling you, if you have got sensible bowlers, they can also win you games here. So it's not all about just because in the past bowlers couldn't win you games, but the cricket has changed all along. Bowlers are also giving themselves time to bet. Bowlers are also understanding situations, how to go about them. So you don't want to rely on that saying bowlers can get you closer. But 24 runs here needed in 12 deliveries. 2 or 3 sixes, especially in this over here, number 18, from one of these two guys, the game is going to change. Uganda just need 1 wicket here. Just need 1 wicket.
And that's the risk. You can go for those maximums. You said 3 maximums can change the course of the game here. But in attempt to try those 3 sixes, you might produce a window of opportunity to the Ugandans. And they lie with just 1 wicket shy to victory. Kenneth Waiswa from the airport end, from the pavilion end, I beg your pardon. Lovely start. It starts off with a dot. There you see him just getting on with the markings, where he wants to land safely there on the crease. He's bowled really well, apart from that 1 over where he got punished. Not really punished to an extreme extent, but hits the stumps straight. No finger to it. Otherwise, young Yalinde Morris would have been in trouble and the game would have ended. 2 back-to-back dot deliveries to Mohamed Yunus, who's on 29 off 16. Great ball striking by the young man, coming so deep into the batting lineup of Tanzania. 24 in 10. Kenneth Waiswa counting each and every ball. Swing and a miss there by young Mohamed Yunus. Intent still there. Hot and alive within Mohamed Yunus. Execution, not so much. Team Tanzania 118 for 9 in 18.3. Just 3 legal deliveries left. Reaches out, goes for the heavens. And it lands safely within 30 yards here.
No fielder was even interested in going for that ball. Both long off and long on just stood ball watching there. None of them even attempted to go for that ball. Waiswa Kennedy had to run back himself. Look, he's holding his knees there. Very much exhausting. He had to run back from the follow-through back to try and catch that one. It has been hit hard. Look at that. Went into the sky. No one was even interested in coming for that ball except the bowler himself. Mohamed Yunus here trying to get closer here. 22 runs off 8 deliveries. Can Tanzania get there? This is the over. You don't want the last over to be asking you to go for many. So 2 delivers left here. He needs to get a boundary or 2, especially in the last 2 balls here, to make the job easier for them to chase. Lovely piece of bowling from Waiswa Kennedy, bowling that leg cutter. Again, Mohamed Yunus knows that he could have done better with that ball. There's no third man in place. If he just get that outside edge there, beating the keeper and Ronak Patel, a third man, that ball would have gone to the boundary.
120 come up for Team Tanzania. On their last wicket remain. Final delivery of the 19th over here. 22 in 7 balls. What an exciting final over we're about to witness. Played through extra cover this time, but there is a fielder there. So they'll have to settle for just a single. Final over of the game, 21 in 6. Where do you put your money, Leonard?
3 sixes the game is on here. Look at the whims here. Tanzania not even closer to where Uganda was from the start. I think from over number 5 there, they've never been closer to that whim. That is the only time that they were closer if you compare them. But from there, it has not been the same. It has been going down. It's only these last 2 overs that it has managed to climb up to catch up on that. But it only takes 6 balls. 3 sixes, I'm telling you, we've seen Mohamed Yunus doing it. So 3 sixes brings the equation back to the interesting game. But there is
There
David
we have
Wawire coming in to bowl the last over of the innings. He's got a lot of questions here for Mohamed Yunus. This is the over now where the game is going to be decided. The next 3 balls here are important.
very, very crucial over. This is going to be in order to keep Uganda unbeaten and win their 5th game against Team Tanzania. Plays it on the ground. And the umpire raises his finger at the very, very last moment. Such a dramatic raise of finger there. I'd love to see that on the screen once more.